Hey everybody, Mike here, and I have a new show concept that I'm testing out called Weird Retro, and this is kind of a pilot episode just to see if this kind of thing sticks. So what Weird Retro is all about is I'm going to tell you about some random retro game fact, something that I know a whole lot of people don't know, and or maybe even if people do know the thing, it's kind of obscure and kind of an odd thing that a developer did in one of these retro games. And the Neo-Geo platform is full of all sorts of weird retro kind of things. And the game that I want to tell you about today is one of my favorite vertical shmups, Sonic Wings 3, or those in the US might know this as Aero Fighters 3. Now what's interesting about this is, already this is an exceedingly hard game, but it's much, much harder if you have a European or Asian outside of Japan region-coded BIOS inside of your Neo-Geo. That's either an AES or an MVS. It doesn't matter. So basically, you can have the game set on normal difficulty or difficulty level 4, and if it is set to the USA or the Japanese BIOS, it will play as the developer originally intended. Although, even if you leave it on difficulty level 4 and you switch the BIOS to European, or if you already have a European BIOS in your system, it's going to give you a secret, ridiculously hard difficulty, like well and above difficulty level 8 on the Japanese and the USA BIOS. Many people aren't aware that some Neo-Geo games actually had difficulty coded per region that was entirely separate than the difficulty setting you could change in the dip switches or the menus on the AES. Very interesting. So I actually took a couple video clips to show you the difference in the very first level. Now the first level of Sonic Wings 3 is exceedingly short. It's only about 30 seconds long, maybe 45 seconds to a minute with the boss. But I wanted to show you what that first level looks like. And what you're going to see in the Japanese version is very few bullets are sprayed at all in the first level. You can get through it pretty quickly. What you'll see though when I switch over to the European BIOS is that there are tons of bullets, including suicide bullets, and all of the enemy aircraft take many, many more hits in order for them to be destroyed, as well as the final boss. So one of these weird things with shmups where many people are like, oh no, you're just not good. No, actually, there's a huge difference in the difficulty just by changing the region rather than by changing the actual difficulty. So if you want to play Aero Fighters 3, I guess on Expert++ mode, set your region to European and you will have a very different experience even than on Japanese or USA on difficulty level 8. Let's take a look. All right, so this is the Japanese version. I've got to set the difficulty level 4. Get my favorite character, Alex and Pictus. You can see here at the beginning that this first plane does not shoot any bullets hardly before I kill it, as well as the tank. The tower goes down very quickly. We got these guys. These guys usually don't shoot any bullets anyway. These boats go down really quickly. And these guys have absolutely no bullets at all, or not many. You can tear through this section pretty easily. And you're at the boss already. So I don't know if y'all know this, if you destroy the 2 wings of the building within a certain amount of time, you can get all sorts of extra points like you saw there. Alright, and here's a stage 1 boss. You can kind of cheese the first form just by staying on top of it here. And alright, that guy went down pretty quick. So, let's take a look at the European version now. Okay, here's the European version. Level 4 difficulty, same character. Alright, starting off here. Get my pattern down. And already we have a lot more, even faster bullets. Take that guy down pretty quick. Got these dudes. Alright, boats are faster and they're shooting bullets. And immediately, once these tanks come up on screen, bullets everywhere. Look at how fast those things are flying, and they're coming right at you. Everything homes in on you. And even if you don't destroy that plane and it comes off the screen, once that plane is off the screen, it'll start shooting bullets at you from off the screen as well. It's bonkers. Get my extra points here. And you can use the same tactics here on this last boss for the stage by cheesing this first section. And then getting through the second section, which takes quite a few more hits than it did in the Japanese region. Alright, that's it. That was the European version. Alright, so that was short and sweet. I just wanted to give you a quick look at one of my favorite Neo-Geo games, Sonic Wings 3, but some of the weirdness that you can get with it. There's also a secret input code for Sonic Wings 2 and Sonic Wings 3 that gets you access to a debug menu where you can view all sorts of unused sprite data. All the sprite data is really interesting, including like looking at all the different frames of animation for the explosions, things like that. There's a pretty big thread at Neo-Geo.com from a buddy a couple years ago that discovered that code, and I was able to play around with it quite a bit as well. So pretty neat. So there's all sorts of hidden stuff inside of the Sonic Wings games, or the Aero Fighters games, made by Video Systems, which Psycho, if you're familiar with the SHMUP developer Psycho, they are an offshoot of Video Systems. So anyway, if you like shmups or shooters and you really like vertical scrolling shooters, make sure to give the Aero Wings series a try. They're very hard, but at the end of the day, they're also very satisfying as well. So anyway, hope you enjoyed our first short video of Weird Retro. I will be back probably in a week or two with episode 2, looking at, I'm not quite sure yet, so it'll be a surprise to both of us. So anyway, have a great day, everybody.